In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Ron, tell him.
Oh, it's a joy
Hi,
to be
John.
back.
You're back.
Although I did enjoy being a fan
A listener.
of the show.
Yeah.
It's weird being on the outside, isn't it? Because now we've both been there. Yeah.
Except
We've got to kick Chris
Got to
off
boot
again.
me off for an episode.
Yeah,
just
well,
so
you
I
are
can experience
going. You
it.
are going on holiday, are you not? In
Oh, I am. Yeah,
this-
August.
August.
I'm going to America.
When in August?
End of August, 22nd.
Oh, so 2 days after my birthday.
Yes. Well, I've planned that very well.
Really,
haven't
I mean,
I?
God, that was
It's so
that
intended.
couldn't have been
really close
better
for a
that
while, yeah.
I
There was
deliberately
a tiny
planned
bit of
that.
awkwardness in the air for a second, but then it was completely fine.
Your
because he's
birthday is
totally
the
planned it.
20th of
It
August.
certainly is my good
Yes,
friend.
and I do not know that just because I've taken 2 off 22.
My good friend and best man, Chris Ray. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. When's my birthday?
15th of March.
Incorrect.
28th of March.
9th of March.
9th of March,
9th of
there you
March.
go.
I knew that.
Febragust.
I always,
I'm sure it's in Febragust.
Maytember.
I always think yours is the 15th because that's when you have like your goal. It's around then you have your
Oh, that
Gold
is
Cup
that
weekend.
is true.
So
Well,
thank
you're
you.
coming this year to the Gold Cup.
First time ever. First time I've not
16th.
been.
It is Friday the 16th.
Horses.
Yes, and it's all booked.
It's all booked,
I'm very
everything's
much looking
booked.
forward to it.
Excellent.
Horse
Good.
fun.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I have.
Good to have you back.
I'm leaning away from a mic because I have a gift.
Oh, my.
here for.
Oh.
I'm just going to break the flow for a minute. Chris Ray.
Oh,
there's a
yes.
little gift for you there. Which
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
gonna chuck
Am I going
at
to
you.
catch it?
Here we go.
You're going to catch it.
Oh, I've caught it.
Oh,
What a
hell.
catch.
Hey, that's cool.
Describe it.
It is a magnet showing the sign for the Prancing Pony
Yeah.
from The Lord of the Rings.
Lord
It
of
is
the
the
Rings.
pub in Hobbiton. Very nice. Thank you very much.
quite all right.
I like that very much.
and
I hoped it would be Lord of the Rings related.
Well, we were thinking of you.
For
Yeah,
those that
basically.
don't know, John went to New Zealand.
Oh, yes,
I
that's right.
certainly
yes.
went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
It was,
I think we did make it quite clear in the
it
previous
was. Oh, you're
podcast.
going to be hearing a lot about it this
Oh,
episode.
cool.
And also, I am going to continue to break the flow. Not because this isn't a present. Don't
Oh.
be fooled.
Ah.
but
That's
you,
disappointing.
Nick will know what this is. So if you can remain quiet just for a moment. This will be a source of great amusement to you, Chris Ray. So
Oh,
I'm
will it?
passing
Okay.
a cardboard box
This
over.
is. I can confirm a cardboard box is coming my way.
I would like you to open the cardboard box and
Okay.
describe what's inside.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? How do I open
How do you
this
op-
box?
how do you open a box?
How do I
It's
open this
got
box?
It's
How do
got,
boxes
there's no
work?
tape. It's just got a nice little kind of flap.
Got a lip.
Yeah.
It's alright, you might want to edit this bit.
No, it's fine. This is organic.
There you
It's
go.
all, it's all part of
We
it.
want the rustling and everything. This is good.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my! It's where's this from?
Okay.
Gosh, have you had to have this custom made?
No. What is it you're holding?
I'm holding a Trilby hat.
A trilby hat. Yeah. Does it give any indication as to size on the interior?
Maybe if you read that little bit of paper.
It's on this label here. Classic Trilby by Lipodo.
Oh, yeah.
And it says... Have I missed something here? Does it say something on this receipt?
It should say somewhere, I believe.
Colour nature. Where am I looking?
Oh, I hoped it would say somewhere. I thought it said.
I'm not sure it does.
Is it an especially big
Okay,
hat?
it is
That way?
basically after going on holiday throughout New Zealand. I tried on many hats because I wanted to buy a hat.
Yes.
Not a single one of them fit me.
Shock.
As you know, I have a large head.
Notorious coward.
I consulted a size chart, and apparently I am, if not extra large,
Oh my.
extra large in hat size.
Surely that's freakishly large.
Well, it's funny you mention that because I went on.
You don't look like a bobblehead.
No, thank you, Nick.
because
It's
your
very
head
kind.
looks kind of normal.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Well, again,
it is big, but it does look just about. It's on the big end.
You wouldn't
in sync with
think
your
you
body.
have like gigantism or anything
well,
like that.
yeah, again, you're too kind. Would you mind
pass
tossing me the
that
hat?
You don't look like a Funko.
Just the hat,
Just
yeah.
the hat.
So I thought, my days of being like without a hat are behind me. Like I wanna make this
Or on
work.
top of you, if you will.
So I thought I'm gonna go online. I've got a rough idea. Measured my head. Got a rough idea of what it is. I'm gonna buy a very cheap hat off Amazon. That was only a few.
Oh, I see. This is just a test hat.
Yeah, I was going. Well, no. Here's my thinking because it's a straw hat, and
Yeah.
I was like, if it works, I just have a straw hat. It's
Okay.
nice. I can wear it till it breaks. It's not like I'm buying.
We're in the
fancy-
summer. It's a very nice summer
Thank
hat.
you.
You
Well-
can wear that.
I might wear it, Chris Ray,
Oh my.
if it fit me.
Oh, I see.
Now,
What
this-
size? This is freakishly
Extra,
large.
Extra large.
This extra 2X's, 61 centimeter circumference.
Yeah.
It
That
arrived.
is-
It arrived today, and I heard a scream from downstairs.
I mean that. That does look small.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah, and I can't tell if it's a bad hat or a bad head.
My
but
mum's
it's
got
kinda-
my mum's got a phrase for this because she's from up north, and she says it's like a pea on a drum. And that's that. When a hat is too small, it's like a pea on a drum.
Well, who gave us cowhead?
I got that from somewhere.
Was that one of yours? Yeah.
I got it from somewhere. I passed it on as a gift to you that you're a cowhead.
Yeah, thank you. And
Yeah.
you and Chris Ray, you're quite fond of
Microphone head. Yeah.
Microphone
We used to
head,
call
yeah.
you when you shaved your hair.
Yeah, which is weird because I think my head looked even bigger when my hair was shorter.
Probably. It
which
probably
is
looked
weird.
more like a light bulb
Yeah.
then.
So
I mean, yeah, it
close.
sort of
It's
fits,
not-
but not really.
I have to jam it down quite a bit.
And it does look small next to your head.
Well, you tried it, Nick, if you wouldn't mind, like a normal size head person.
I mean, that looks fine.
Chris Ray, would you?
I'll try it on.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a hat already for the record.
Well,
but I'm going to take it off and I'm going to put
aren't we
this one
lucky?
on.
Jimmy Two hats over here.
Oh yeah, it looks fine on Chris.
Yeah, that if anything feels quite airy.
It doesn't look like
I think it is.
cavernously big.
I think it's the
however.
kind of hat that does perch though. Pea on
You can do
drum.
it. Because a trilby you're supposed to wear like at the back of your head, sort of.
Right,
yeah.
Like that.
Oh, I
Kind of
see.
like what's his face?
Ollie Murs.
That's it. I was genuinely thinking.
Well,
of
that's
Ollie
people
Murs.
kept telling me I used to look like Ollie Murs.
You think you could look
Yeah,
like
you do-
Ollie,
you do look a
Ollie
bit
Murs,
like
particularly
Ollie
with your. Okay, well, if I go for like maybe more of a perch.
Yeah, that's not bad. You look a
That's-
little bit like a Victorian like explorer now.
You look like you're going to be in a play.
You look like you're going to uncover the inside of the pyramids.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might be cursed now from
Okay.
a mummy curse.
Thing is, it's probably the best fitting hat I've seen you wear,
and that is saying something.
and I've seen
Yeah.
you try many
but
hats.
hilariously, it could still fit better, and that's an extra
Yeah.
large.
Yeah.
I
What
just-
is? Can you get one like custom made?
Well, that's the thing. Like,
Can we go to the hat shop?
this is the thing. Like,
Go to a milliner.
I've looked at like international hat size charts. Like, I'm pushing the limit.
The International Hat Standards Agency. The
Hat stands
IHSA.
to be-
I was trying to think of an acronym for it.
But like, if I want an off the rack hat,
It's not happening.
Oh, out of the question.
I'm going to try an extra large.
Oh, that exists.
So this is 61. I'm thinking if not 63 centimeters, we're looking at like 64 or so, which I think is like the absolute
yeah.
upper limit
Wow.
that a hat will go. And then it's going to have to be custom.
Thing is, normal shops wouldn't stock that size hat because nobody has a head that big.
Normal shops wouldn't let me in.
No,
You've got that
Well, you
strict-
can't
you've
fit
got
through the
saloon
door.
people start
policy.
screaming. Doesn't fit through the door.
You don't want
Ah, it's a coward!
you don't want a bloody Minotaur coming into your shop.
You don't, do you?
Well, now you know my hate.
Is that it?
No, it wasn't my
Oh
hate.
no, that's just general conversation.
That was a nice little cold open.
Wasn't that lovely? Wasn't
Delightful.
it?
I feel
Anyway.
warmer now.
Anyway, I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed that.
I did very much, and I especially like my gift. Thank you. I'm gonna put that on my fridge or radiator
Anytime.
or anything magnetic.
Oh, really?
Get your dog to eat some cutlery.
If I
stick
gi-
that to
yeah,
the
if
side.
if I give it to the dog, it won't last very long.
then you can stick her to the fridge.
Oh yes,
She'll then be magnetic.
I understand. Oh, that's probably worth doing when she's being a nuisance.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to a show called Hate. We're not going to use any of that.
Yeah.
We're just going to cut that out.
Oh, that was recording.
Well, as we always say on this show, format is king. So, having ignored that for a few minutes,
Yep.
the format of this show is
yeah.
simply that, we sit down and talk about our loves and hates, and then we all pass judgment on whether or not they are truly worthy of that emotion. And we are also taking listener contributions, which we do every week.
We do.
We are on unlucky number 13.
This is number 13.
Our
Although
13th.
technically, if you count the semi-angers or whatever we're calling
Microaggressions.
it, micro
yeah.
semi-angers. This is
counting.
episode 14.
Well, we're not counting.
All right. Well, then this is episode 13
Because those
But
are
if-
bonus episodes available only to our patrons.
to
Yeah,
patrons.
If you would like to listen
For,
to
for a
our
very affordable
microaggression
price of
episodes.
$1 a month.
Yeah.
That is very reasonable.
Very
We do a
reasonable.
bonus episode every month. Is that right?
Do we?
That was the plan. We've only done one so far, but
Right.
But at the same time, we were there was like Christmas and getting married.
Let's
and
just say you'll get
Once
them
every
now and
6
then.
weeks on average.
Yeah, but the only way to get them is through the Patreon. But the main show, this delightful show, is for free.
Free until we become commercially viable.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to pay.
You can't.
Well, then we'll just get ads.
You can't see me, listener, but I'm making like a money gesture. With
We'll
my
get
hand.
Tesco's to do their food stories that you love so much, and there'll be a mini segment. In the
I
middle
saw
of the
a bus stop shelter with one of those on the other day.
They're back,
and I
aren't
thought of
they?
you. Yeah.
They just keep going with this campaign.
They're getting more aggressive. It's like, I think it's like the death throes. Like it's kind of like thrashing about, and it won't let anyone.
I don't think it's dying. I think it's on the grow.
They're getting like more and more.
It's on the reg.
People are buying this shit.
It's finna
That's
woke.
what it's come to. They're gobbling it up.
It's rare.
Food.
It's rare that I would step up.
Food, yes.
It's rare that I would step up to defend those Tesco's ads because they were one of my hates.
It is very
But I did see some people complaining online about the Halloween one, which was like Deborah's diabetic coma pumpkin pie or something like that. It was like super sweet, and everyone going like, "Oh, it's monstrous." I mean, with like, you know, oh, that's quite good actually. Yeah, Halloween.
well done.
But they were like, you know, with the modern health problems our country's having, you know, and it's like, how could Tesco's be promoting
Pumpkin's
cake?
a vegetable, though.
How could Tesco's be promoting cake?
But that was the idea. It's like the recipe, which you could get off a website, was very sugary, and I'm like, it's a cake
Yeah,
for a party. That's the point.
you use sugar to make cake.
Yeah,
Generally.
Tesco sells a lot of cakes, and many supermarkets sell cakes.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can't
all celery. Celery.
It's a shame.
That's a good new phrase.
Celery's well out
not
of
all
the kids
celery.
these days.
Come to Tesco's. It's not,
It's
all
not
celery.
celery.
Little wink, cheeky wink.
Well,
Cheeky
McDonald's
wink
are
at the
changing their Happy Meals, aren't they?
Are they?
Now they're going to take out the cheeseburger and replace it with lettuce.
What?
Or something shit.
What, take the burger out of the
No,
patty
just
out?
remove the cheeseburger from the Happy Meal
But then
as an option.
But surely all you then have are fries and
But
a
no,
toy.
but they're going to replace it with, I don't know,
Kids aren't going to
vegetable
want
patty
them,
or
though.
something. I know.
Hummus, a
It's
bowl
going to
of
be an
hummus.
unhappy meal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's just like
I think there are worse things in the world than a Happy Meal. Like, if you give your kid a Happy Meal
Yeah.
every little
Yeah.
while, like, you don't have to worry about it.
if you have a Happy Meal 3 times a day.
Yeah, well, obviously then you're
There's
going
a
to...
Don't do that.
There's
yeah.
a problem.
Die of
Try
obesity.
to
Or
avoid
on
that.
the toilet,
Yeah.
kind of like shitting your.
You could probably do it once, like have 3 Happy Meals in a day, and you'd probably be okay.
probably be all
Long
right.
term, you'd probably be
Yeah.
okay.
We should try that.
What, shitting our teeth out on the toilet after eating?
I'm not sure that
Yeah.
applies to people in their 30s, but we'll find out.
I haven't eaten McDonald's in about 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
I have McDonald's fairly regularly.
And look at you.
Exactly. Look, I look great.
How do you think I maintain this figure?
It's
like Jared.
Wobbly, grotesque figure.
Jared.
No, Holton and I, who gets mentioned many a time on this show, we
Never
had,
in a good light.
We had a McDonald's in 2005, and we both felt really ill afterwards when we were like, we're
Yeah.
That's genuinely the last McDonald's you
done.
had.
Oh, yeah, it's 12 years. 18, 13 years.
13.
almost.
It's probably
Yes.
changed quite substantially. Not that I'm here to defend
Quite
McDonald's.
substantially.
That's very
Substantially.
strange inflection. Well, I had a Burger King the other week. If I go anywhere, I go to Burger King.
Burger King's very disappointing, I find.
Do you? Yeah. I
But
like
yeah, we've all got our own opinion.
bacon double cheese.
Bacon, Western bacon.
BD.
Blood's been flying through my arteries lately.
No, I mean, I know you're a bit of a Burger King fan.
No, not Burger King.
No, you're not.
Nick
No, I'm a
hates
Mackey's
Burger
fan.
King.
That's my thing.
Oh.
Because I have a Mackey's breakfast sometimes when I arrive in Yeovil for my drive down for work.
Oh, is that a treat?
It's a treat. It is a...
I'll tell you where I've been going for breakfast.
Do tell.
Greg's.
Greg's.
£2. You get a bap, like a sausage bap, 3 sausages in it, brown sauce, and a coffee.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's true. It's
a
crazy.
good deal.
It's
They
crazy.
give you a £5 and a
Yeah,
pat on the back.
yeah.
Please help us.
Just £2 and a shit ton of calories.
You know, before, not that this isn't delightful, and believe me, it is. But
Oh,
before,
yeah.
before this maybe turns into the bonus episode, which we were going to
Oh,
record
yeah.
after
This
the
was meant to
fact.
be
Can we cut this and put it in the bonus one?
Format is king. Who has
We're doing well at keeping this to an hour, aren't we?
who has a hate?
Kick us off, John.
Do it, John. You're back.
You're
so
back.
Well,
You've earned it.
prove it.
Unlike somebody who went on honeymoon and then just wouldn't shut up about the place they went.
Here we go.
I'm not going to be talking about New Zealand.
Oh, what part of New Zealand are you going to talk about?
However, on the plane to and
Oh,
from,
yeah. Here we
there's a lot of entertainment on that plane, and you know how you can't help but end up watching what maybe somebody a couple of chairs
Oh,
away
yeah.
has, and your eyes forever drawn to it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I found myself reacquainted with Mr. Bean,
Oh, no.
and I've decided I hate Mr. Bean.
Oh, no.
That's quite a shocking
That is
one.
controversial.
That is controversial.
I used to love Mr. Bean as a kid.
I used to love Mr. Bean.
Oh, but I've not watched it recently. Is that where we're going with
There's
this?
a key word in what you've both
Okay.
just
Well,
said.
it's mainly because we're tempering what we're saying with the fact that we know we haven't watched it recently.
Yeah.
We are aware that you are the most recent viewer of Bean.
Thing is, I'm fairly certain I watched it as a kid, possibly with you.
Yeah,
even,
it
Chris
was on
Ray.
like Monday nights on ITV.
Yeah, or you know, like you used to have like a VHS of it. It'd be like Mr. Bean rides again, and it would be like 3 episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean writhes in pain.
I think I hate how, if you knew this man in real life, he'd be a living nightmare.
Well, the character Mr. Bean.
The character of Mr. Bean. Because also, what does he do? I don't mean
what,
like...
as in his job?
As in, I don't mean like, he
Where does he work?
he brings joy to people around the world. It's like his life is so relentlessly grim. And he just kind of like...
It's true. It is true. There's not a lot of light there.
No, he's got this horrible brown mid-90s apartment.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like muddling through life. And you get the impression that if you were to touch him, you'd come away feeling a bit clammy.
Grimy.
But isn't that the point, that he's a bit of a
Burke?
not normal person?
But at the same time,
Isn't
he
that the
comes
gimmick?
across... well, no, he's certainly not normal because he doesn't talk.
Mm.
But he comes across as... but he comes across as like the lovable hero. But actually, he's an agent of chaos, kind of sowing discord and unhappiness wherever he goes. It's ghastly.
I remember there was one where he has a party at his apartment, his devastatingly drab apartment, and he's forgotten to buy anything.
Yes.
And someone asks for some Twiglets, and he goes into his kitchen and he leans out his kitchen window and he breaks some twigs off the tree, and then he sort of spreads Marmite onto the twigs.
Yeah.
And then serves
that was the episode that was playing.
Really?
A guy like
I think there were only 4 episodes, though, maybe less.
We could only hope. I mean, no, there are more than 4, sadly.
Damn it!
But it's like
There's
because
some movies as
I
well.
really want to watch Mr. Bean now.
no,
I think I
you're
kinda
not
wanna watch
helping
Is it on
me.
Netflix?
Listen to the words that I'm saying. It's awful.
Mr. Bean is worth watching. Okay, yeah.
Well,
I think
Mr.
that's
Bean,
where John's going with this.
Mr.
Yeah.
Bean is being syndicated into like every country on the planet.
Yeah.
Because
He had a
doesn't-
cartoon series, didn't he?
which is baffling. Baffling.
But that probably speaks to what became its target audience in the end. It was intended as surely an adult's comedy.
I think it was originally, but
and then kids ended up loving it.
it's incredibly slapstick and childish.
There's the one where he drives this car from the roof of his car,
Yes,
and he's
he's
using
mini.
brooms.
Yeah, that
and
one
things.
came up as
and
well.
strings
yeah.
and stuff as well. Yeah.
Thing is, I worry that like we're at this age now where I'm starting to see articles, and I have seen a couple of things where people, it's like in praise of Mr. Bean, and it's like it's been 20 years. I think we can talk about it, and everyone's going like, if you consider it, it was actually a very intelligent show, and there was an incredible amount of coordination and clever writing and slapstick, and I'm like, oh no. What do you... No!
No!
You're at a... No! You can justify anything with the passage of time. It's like...
Yeah, it seems like you can, actually, yeah.
It's just like, oh no.
Certainly writing articles about things.
Because that's people looking for hidden artistry in everything. People generally now look for like the nuances of everything, and it's like, it's just the 90s comedy.
Sometimes
From
there
England.
isn't any artistry.
Yeah, it's just, let's try and make people laugh by dicking about.
Well, I think
that's the definition of it.
I think another annoying thing is, like, if you look at the credits at the end of an episode of Mr. Bean, obviously you've got Rowan Atkinson, the man, the legend, Mr. Bean himself.
British institution,
and it's also got, like, Richard Curtis.
Yes.
So Richard Curtis is, like
you love Richard Curtis, don't you?
Do I? I'm not sure.
I thought you had very strong feelings about.
I'm not sure if I do. I don't.
I mean, I thought you hate. I was being sarcastic. I thought you didn't like.
No, I don't even. I can't even say that I hate Richard Curtis at all. I just don't really have a lot of interest in his work.
Sure.
However, you've got to think of that time period in British comedy. So it's like early 90s. What have we got? You've got Rowan Atkinson. You've
Blackadder.
Blackadder's good, but that's who was behind Blackadder? No, I'm thinking Father Ted. Who was behind
You're
Blackadder?
thinking Linehan, aren't you? Graham Linehan.
Yeah, Graham
Father
Linehan,
Ted,
no.
But no, I don't know who's behind Blackadder. Anyway,
But my point is, you've got these players moving behind the scenes, and they pop up in everything. And you've got like Ben Elton,
yes.
Richard Curtis.
Oh, is it Ben Elton you have a problem with?
I think I have a problem with Ben Elton actually, because
I kind of confused Richard Curtis and Ben Elton.
Ben Elton did Blackadder.
No, maybe he didn't. No, I don't think he did.
I'm sure he did.
Did he?
I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, well he's gonna. Okay, but I feel Blackadder is the outlier.
This is already our worst episode.
Blackadder, very good. Everyone loves
yeah.
it. But at the same time, there's that kind of slightly smug, twee, behind the scenesy kind of like. I get the impression that everyone walks away from a day of filming on Mr. Bean going, "We're very clever people."
I think my biggest problem with it, and I didn't think I had a problem with Mr. Bean until you brought it up just now, but is its innate Britishness, and it's riding that as oh, it's okay because it's British and it's quirky, and if it was to be exported, everyone would go, oh well, I don't know if I get it, but it's very funny because
That's clearly what Britain is.
Yeah.
But that's what people imagine England to be a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Bean, he's very funny, isn't he charming? And all
I
this.
think part of like Doctor Who's appeal abroad is because it's a quirky British show, and I think Mr. Bean maybe rides that wave a little bit as well, without it actually having anything of value maybe behind.
The thing is, England is weird.
Oh,
it
it's
is.
fucked.
Have you ever seen the opening of Parliament? Watched
Yes.
it live. It's fucking weird.
That's with the doors being
when he
opened external.
batters the door. It's just really weird.
Yeah, I've seen that.
True story. Oh no, question. What's the name of that
True
gentleman?
question.
The gentleman who knocks on the door to Parliament. What's his name?
I have heard this, but it
Ben
escapes
Elton.
me.
No, he has a job title.
Yeah.
Oh,
2 words.
the Elton.
Oh.
First one's a colour.
Black.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
What's the second one?
Black sheep.
No, I like you thinking, but no.
Okay, is it an animal?
No.
I can't think.
I don't
Black
know.
Rod.
That's
Black
it.
rod.
Yeah.
That sounds like an inhuman.
No, because he walks up and he's wearing his finery
Right.
and he raps on the door to Parliament with a stick.
And is the stick black?
Yes.
But there's a big dent in the door where over the years the person in that position has knocked
Is that right?
every year.
So he always knocks in that dent.
They open the door. He goes to open, and you saw it the other day. Don't they have to slam the door in his face? That's
Something like that. And then, but everyone's all in their finery. It's just weird watching it when you think about it.
It's hard to convince foreigners, and I do not blame them at all. It's hard to dissuade them from the point of view that it's just Harry Potter. It's just Hogwarts.
I think there is.
Yeah.
I think there is an international perspective of Britain that we are a bit weird, because tradition doesn't necessarily make something the right thing to do. Just because someone has been hitting something so often there's a dent in the door does not necessarily mean that we should keep doing that.
But it was interesting because in New Zealand, a very, very new country,
Fresh.
very fresh, very piquant. Yeah, they were
That's ASMR.
We were talking to locals who were saying like they really
They were there when it was
kind
born.
of envious in a way of like the British.
Oh, I'm sure
everyone
that.
says
Yeah, I'm
that.
sure.
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of people are.
Because
Or a
their
lot
country didn't have that. But I was like, no.
America doesn't have any
And I was
history.
like, for me, it's the
Yeah.
opposite. Because I'm like, I like the fact that your country is a clean slate.
Yeah.
Because if you were to set up a parliament today and you said, oh, and here's a crazy idea. We're going to have this big ceremony where we get a man dressed like, I don't know, Guy Fawkes to come up and knock on the door, and then we're going to slam the door and open it, and everyone has a laugh. And
Be
then,
like, well, can we just get to the? Can we just get to the
You'd
work?
be locked up if you suggested it now.
yeah, can we
Yeah.
just get to the democracy? Aren't we wasting a lot of taxpayers'
Yeah.
money?
Money on the finery and
It
the
is.
stick
It
and the
is
dent
a
in the door.
complete waste. But what can you do?
Wow, we really went off topic.
It
there,
was.
but-
It was Richard Curtis and Ben Elton, by the way, behind Blackadder.
What together?
Together.
Oh man, I think they're just a two-headed single creature, though.
I think just Ben Elton's just a... I think I may have talked about this on a previous podcast.
I think you have, because I was confusing it with Richard Curtis, but it's
Yeah.
Ben Elton who you have a problem
Because I
with.
think I caught an episode over Christmas. I was forced to watch an episode of The Drunken Crow or something like that, which is like a new sitcom.
Oh god.
Ben Elton's got his hands all over it. It's about like Shakespeare. It's got David Mitchell as
Okay.
Shakespeare.
Oh yeah. Oh.
He's the best thing about it.
Yeah.
As he always is.
It's incredibly just weird and kind of smug, and like there's good
Smug.
bits and there's also really, really, really tonally weird bits. And I'm like, oh god, this is why people don't like. This is why the power is moving away from terrestrial television, because people are
God, yeah.
sick of this kind of tired crap.
bollocks. Yeah.
Anyway, long and short is, I do not like Mr. Bean. I find
Okay.
him untrustworthy. And if he were my neighbour, I would have moved away a long time ago.
I don't know if I have any strong feelings about.
I'm gonna
him.
have to rewatch it. I think before I
Yeah.
pass judgment on that.
I would,
I think I'll have to sit middle of the road on
as
this.
because you have a house, and because you
Yes, I
have,
do have
a
a
girlfriend and a dog and a job and responsibilities,
yes.
I guarantee you will find him annoying.
Anyone can thrive in this country.
The land of opportunity. Okay, well, that's me.
All right, I'll do the next one.
Bring it on.
Get this.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Slow
Get
down.
it.
I
Will
slow-
I Am has written a kid's book.
Eee.
Is
Oh.
it called Will I Am?
Will I was? Will I could? No,
As
it's
in,
not.
like, because he spells it. He spells his name like teaching a child to spell.
Will I
A.
am?
It's got full stops in it.
It does. So it breaks it up, so you know. No, it's called Wizards and Robots.
Oh no.
And it's got a delightful holographic cover that caught my eye when I was in a bookshop in London a
Okay.
few days back. And it just really annoys me when celebrities make children's books. I don't know what it is specifically about that, but it's happened a lot. Because I did a little bit of research and found out that a lot of celebrities have done this.
Madonna.
Madonna did it, yeah.
But I don't
she was
believe
in my
they
list.
actually write it. I believe they sign it off.
Well, I think in some cases they do that, and then in some cases they do actually write it. In the case of Mark Williams, who's written an incredibly...
David Williams.
David
I
Williams.
always call him Mark Williams.
Who's
and-
Mark Williams?
I don't know. His
he
little,
really
his
thinking
little
of Mark
brother.
Is he
Wahlberg.
written Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Williams.
Mark
Marky
Ronson.
Mark and the Funky.
David Williams has written a series of very successful children's books. I think one of which has been turned into a TV show or
He's
something.
written tons. They were advertising them in New Zealand.
And he wrote those.
I went to
He
New
did
Zealand.
actually
Okay,
write those.
that's fine.
Yeah. Well, at least as much as we can
As
glean.
much as we know.
No, by
as
all
far
accounts,
as we know.
he's a fairly talented writer.
Well, he seems like a fairly well-educated man, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
so-
But it just, I think what annoys me about it is that obviously we're in the bookmaking industry, writing stories.
It's funny, we never talk about that. do we,
No.
on
Oh,
podcasts?
look,
No.
look, we're surrounded by books.
Literally right now, there's
I
just
cannot
boxes and
move
boxes
books,
of
yeah.
books. And these people have had their success somewhere else. Don't go like riding that success into another zone. It annoys me.
The thing is, Will.i.am's probably all right for money.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Why?
I think
Why?
it's a bit hard up, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his hats, his collection of hats.
I've not seen a black
You should
hat.
ask him about a custom hat maker.
I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah.
He'd probably give me one made of Lego and funk.
Here's a little bit about wizards and robots.
Oh,
Tell me
God.
more.
Here
An
we go.
explosive action-adventure novel created by Will.i.am and renowned futurist Brian David Johnson.
Quick question.
Hit me up.
Can a child spell futurist?
No.
No, okay.
Can
no.
Will.i.am spell futurist?
He'd add like a capital 5
Yeah.
in there or something.
The Batman symbol.
If every word in this book doesn't sound like a Prince album, I have no time for it.
I bet the
sir.
word dope is in it.
Yeah, Finna Woke and Zorbion.
I do have a question, though.
Yeah.
What age group is it aimed at?
Well, that's a
Does it
good
say?
question.
27 to
'Cause I
29.
don't believe a 5-year-old will have any concept.
No. I think it was in the sort of like 8 to 15 zone in the
Oh, it's
bookshop.
that sweet kind of like tween
Yeah,
period. Yeah.
Wizards are real. Robots from the future are here, and the fate of our world rests in the hands of one unsuspecting teenager.
Is he a wizard or a robot?
I think he's neither.
He's both.
I think it's a she. When a young man breaks into her home claiming her life is in danger, Ada Luring's world changes forever. Geller is a wizard on the run from his father's hidden clan who want to kill Ada and her mother because she is the scientist who will create the first robot, the wizard's age-old foes. What does that sound like to you?
Terminator.
Yes! It even goes on to say later on that a robot travels back in time to try and protect, save, prevent the first robot being made.
Will he be back?
I hope he
That's the
Will.
question.
Will.
Will he? Will dot he dot be dot back.
That's the name of his son, isn't it?
He's come up with a really original idea there, guys.
I take particular issue with the fact that the roguish and I bet handsome wizard is called Geller. Because Geller is the most kind of teenage protagonist name. It's like if you go on DeviantArt and everyone's like fanfic, OC, hero, brooding character is called like Benedict or Zachiel.
Yeah.
Or Raven.
Here's the thing, though. The teenage girl character who's the protagonist of this story is called Ada Luring. So she's alluring.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a bit weird,
Oh,
isn't
that's a
it?
shame.
That's a real shame.
Oh, Will.
I'm not sure the publishers thought that through. Or
Will.
maybe they did.
Oh, Will, when I saw you on that season of The X Factor where you were coaching that little Cheryl Cole homunculus who did Swagger Jagger, I honestly thought you had it in you, you know, but I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, well, that sounds awful, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And not
agree.
only do I think, like, over 50% of these books are shit and sound shit, but I just don't get why they're straying into this territory. Just stay being like a half crystal brained space cadet, or whatever the fuck that he is. He's great at doing that weird like pixel boy thing that he does. He's great at that. Just stick with that. And Black
It's
Eyed Peas-
irritating in that actual authors, who've
Yeah.
probably written better books, will not sell nearly as many copies.
And he rides into that, not only getting published because he's Will.i.am,
Yeah.
but also will sell more copies than them because he's Will.i.am. Nothing to do with the quality of the book.
Will sell more is his daughter.
Will full stop sell full
yeah.
stop more. Yeah.
I think it's like they say the easiest way to get a comic at Marvel made is to be a movie director.
Right.
Because they will contact you. They would just call out and say, "Hey, Martin Scorsese,
Hey.
do you want to make a comic? You're big."
And then we'll sell it for
Just
loads
turn out
of
any old
money.
bollocks. Doesn't matter.
I think it doesn't help that there is an assumption that making children's books
Is
is
easy.
easy.
Yes, and I think it couldn't be further from the truth.
Because I think
It's literally the other way around.
it's like I'm an artist, right? You know, I wrote my humps.
My humps, my humps, my humps.
My lovely,
Check them out.
My lovely lady lumps. My lovely camel humps.
That is nonsense, that song.
He wrote arguably one of the greatest songs of the 21st century. I think we can all agree.
What?
My humps.
Oh,
I see.
Definitely. Magnum opus.
Why'd you have to ask? It's really weird. Yeah.
His Sistine Chapel, if you will.
But he's like, it's not enough. I mean, obviously I have the respect of the musical community.
Yeah.
Obviously. But I say it's not enough. He needs the literary world
I need more respect.
to bow to him. But, writing a book is quite busy. It's quite big.
Why when the day comes when someone goes, "Oh my God, it's the author, Will.i.am," that is a sad day. Rather than being recognised for music, he's recognised as an author.
That is a very good point. How would he want to be known?
Yeah. Philanthropist.
Maybe we look into the future and
Raconteur.
Wizards and Robots has become the new biggest franchise, and there's like 38 books
There's
and
a movie
19
out.
movies. And
Yeah.
I think it's very low-hanging fruit, kind of.
picking two, like naming your book and around just two generic, fantastic things. It's like, okay, we know what we're going to get.
Well, it's kind of like, it's in that same school as like pirates versus ninjas.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Strippers versus werewolves. It's cockneys versus zombies. Like, it's just, these are all real
Cockney
things.
strippers versus vampire werewolf.
Calm down. It's all right, swallow.
Got a beer in my
That's
mouth,
fine,
it's
yeah.
fine.
But also, like, didn't Stephen Moffat do...
Yeah, he did Wizards versus Aliens.
Wizards versus Aliens, yeah.
See, Wizards has been done, though, like, to death. They did a big book and then a big film series on Wizards. It was called Harry Potter.
What?
You might have heard of it.
No, I
I'm
have heard
not,
of that, I think.
I can imagine that press conference where someone brings it up. He's like, I'm not familiar
Yeah.
with...
Who wrote that?
I'm sorry, Harry.
Harry.
Which
Potier?
pop star wrote that book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the new Rita Ora book?
I always think Rita Ora's name sounds like that juice drink, Kia Ora.
Kiora.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that is a New Zealand.
Oh.
And you said you weren't going to go
He's
on
bringing
and
it
on
all
about
back to
your
New Zealand,
Zealand.
this guy.
You opened the door.
Christ.
I didn't know you'd been to
something
New
like that.
Zealand,
Kia
John.
ora means hello.
Really?
Yeah.
In what?
In Maori.
Wouldn't it make more sense for it to mean like juice?
Oh no, you're right. Actually, it does mean
Hello,
No, I
Susie.
mean, what's the Maori word for juice?
hello. What do you want from me?
Wow, you should have prepared these notes before we started recording, John.
Although I did learn that a pa is a fortified village
Fortified. Okay.
or town, yeah, little fortress kind of thing.
Cool.
Anyway, where were we?
I think we're done.
Speaking of
So do I.
Speaking of artists who have no business making children's films, George
Books.
Lucas made a film called Strange Magic, and hot damn, it is awful.
Oh,
I
what?
tried
This is
to
a previous
watch it.
film. How old is this film?
Oh,
a
it's
few
like
years-
maybe 10, 12 years
okay.
old.
No, it came,
I've never heard of it.
It came after the prequels,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
so I guess it could be.
He didn't learn his lessons from the prequels then.
It is.
It's an all CG fairy
God.
adventure.
It's about fairies versus
bit like the prequels then.
evil. Yeah, fairies versus evil fairies, and it is appalling.
Oh, really? What's it on? Netflix?
Yeah,
Netflix,
I think
yeah.
it is on Netflix.
I won't watch it.
I guarantee if you give it a try because you probably won't get past 10 minutes.
Oh,
One of the worst things about it is that it's trying to be like a sort of Pixar Disney kind of movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it has songs. But they obviously didn't have
Pop
the
songs.
talent or effort exactly to write their own songs.
Oh,
so they've
okay.
just got the licenses for pop songs and
Gotcha.
re-recorded them and sort of jammed them into the narrative. So when it gets a bit
God.
sad, they choose a sad pop song, and then when it's a bit happy, they... Oh, God, it's hot garbage.
Yeah, like I think we started watching it thinking, oh, this will be funny. And in a few minutes, it's like, this is pretty bad. Then after a few more minutes, it's like, we're just miserable.
There's
Like,
there's just no reason to keep
Depressingly bad.
This is really bad. And lo and behold, there's a questionably racist comedy character. What is
going.
it?
I don't remember that character.
No, there's like a
I blocked it
there's
out.
like a Jar Jar Binks
Oh.
nose.
Esque.
And you're like, oh, this is a bit.
Hey, Lucas, you're walking the line again.
Lucas, I mean, once is bad, but two is like a trend. George, George, what are you thinking, George?
Dello Felagats.
Oh God. And he's here tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my hate.
I
Go
agree,
for it.
I agree with you, Nick.
Good, thank you.
That's quite hateful.
I'll hit you up with mine.
Hit me up, dog.
I thought of this while I was on the toilet earlier today. This might be controversial, it might not. PayPal.
Oh, yeah.
I've decided I hate PayPal.
That is
What am I paying PayPal for? Whenever I sell something on eBay, or sell something to anyone on Facebook, they transfer some money to me. It's not the actual amount that I have agreed with them because PayPal have taken some of my money.
That's true.
That is true.
What are they? Why? What is that for? I've decided it's worthy of my hatred.
Well, I guess because they're not a charity? Question mark? Like...
That's fine. Fine.
Yeah.
But then why can't I just do bank transfer? Why do people use PayPal in that case? If they're going to take some of my money, that's my money.
True.
If I go to a cash point and it tries to charge me, I'll use a different cash point.
True.
Even if I have to walk 2 miles down the road, it's my money.
Yes, no, and I hear what you're saying.
However...
However...
Fight.
Your regular bank account, the bank is making money off you.
Fine.
Through that.
Fine, but it's still my money.
Yes.
I don't notice that because I keep the money that I have been promised.
Yeah, the bank never takes money away from you, though. Like, it makes money off of you, but it does that by investing and then creaming some of the profits.
Well, that's their business. PayPal are taking money off me.
They are literally debiting your account.
Maybe it's because they don't
do the investing.
Here I am defending a very
my
wealthy.
I don't think you've heard what I've said, John. This is my money.
And
PayPal have got it.
Money.
Well, now
this isn't your money, John.
If I had my money under my bed, it would not make a difference whether the bank made money or not. Well, if I had my money under my bed, it would be the same amount of money that's sitting in my bank account. If I put it in PayPal, they take a percent. That's my money.
Well, I've got to say, Chris. Now you've repeated it in a slightly more aggressive.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I do agree with you.
That's the way the UK works.
They charge you in different ways, don't they? Because if you pay for something, like if you pay for something from someone else, they pay the fees. Is that right? But
because we pay artists occasionally through PayPal,
and we pay the fees. No, they pay. No,
because it's like because when you send money, it goes, "Are you sending this as a gift
or for goods and services?"
Yeah, and if it's for goods and services, then the recipient
gets it taken off. Yeah, because I've been selling some items recently and been using PayPal, and it's annoyed me every single time that a payment has come through that is not the amount I agreed.
I think it's basically it's to stop you, personally,
Chris Ray,
getting a monopoly on the
my £8
on the pop head. What are they called?
I've sold all of them.
What are they called?
Funko Pops.
Sorry, yeah.
I've sold all but 4 now.
Sidebar. Why?
Why have I sold them?
Yeah. Why?
Because I prefer my realistic ones.
So realistic Funko Pops.
I fell out of love with Funko Pop. No, my the ones in the glass cabinet.
Yeah,
I prefer those.
Oh, indeed.
You know what made me write off Funko Pop as because I love a toy, I love a figurine. Is that there's just billions of them.
Yeah,
you will never collect them.
There's nothing really special about them now.
No,
in my eyes, I used to really like them, and I got loads of them.
I liked them as well in the early days.
But now I've got this glass cabinet full of Star Wars models. Bloody love it. But it's all realistic stuff. It's all proper detailed stuff, whereas a Funko you can just smash it out in half an hour. I'd expect.
I fell out. Well, honestly, I was never really in love with them, but I was a bit kind of indifferent towards them. I kind of really fell out of love with them when I think last year I was listening to some reporting from San Diego Comic-Con, and they had the Funko Pop stage.
Yeah,
like they had an entire auditorium.
Jeez,
and listening to the crowd, it was like.
What were they announcing? No, the new ones?
Yeah, literally. No, I mean, what was a big pop event from last year? I don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 or something. And a guy comes out on stage and is like, "Hey guys, you all love Funko Pop, don't you?" And everyone goes like, "Whoa!" It's just roaring. Goes,
all middle-aged men.
3 people pass out.
And he goes like, "Well, how do you feel about a new Guardians of the Galaxy 2 Rocky Raccoon Funko Pop, and exclusive only at this con?" And everyone's going like, "Yeah!" And
those things look the same. They look the same except they're like holding a carrot or something.
Yeah,
that's the difference. And it's like, oh my god, it's exclusive, so it's worth about £100 more because he's holding a carrot.
I know, but it just
holding a carrot.
It's like what you want to like. It's fine. It just drove me mad that there is more hype, arguably, about the Funko Pop than there is about the movie.
It's almost like, oh my god, a new movie's coming out. Let's go check whether there's a Funko Pop of it.
I just feel there's more skill involved in creating something that's screen accurate,
representative,
yeah,
than there is creating a Funko Pop with a little spring for a neck.
The thing is, like, I it's annoying because I'm too pragmatic. because it means I never get to buy myself nice things. Because I went to Toys R Us the other day.
Oh, you got it.
I was looking for an expansion pack for Drop Mix.
Oh.
The very cool
Oh, yes.
new
Yes.
board game from Hasbro, which you should all try. Not a sponsor. And it turns
I
out
would like Hasbro to sponsor us.
that'd be amazing.
They could send me things.
Hasbro, if you're listening,
I'll love every week.
I like the look of the new Lando Black Series figure. Thank you.
I love the look of the Season 2 Drop Mix booster pack cards.
Yeah,
but
go on.
please go on.
Toys R Us, UK, anytime. But I went in and I was like, well, it turns out it's not out in the UK yet, so I can't buy it. But you know what? I haven't been in this Toys R Us in like 30 years. No, I'm only 31. But so I wandered down like the aisles and was like, oh my god, they still have like a Transformers section.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I thought, you know what? I saw an advert the other day for new kind of like, what do you call it? Like Generations, like a kind of, they're doing these really high def.
Like harking back to the old.
Yeah, like doing really
figures.
high quality versions of the old models. And I was like, oh man, maybe I'll get one.
Treat yourself to one.
And I found one, and I thought, oh man, that looks kind of cool. And I looked at it, and I read the back, and I picked up another one, and read the back, and then I was like, oh, that is cool. I don't really need it. And I walked away.
John, you never need these things.
John.
No, but
Look at my desk.
I know.
Look at my lounge.
It's beautiful.
Look at your desk. There's nothing on it.
You've got a few bits.
You've got your
some
Lego.
Ant-Mans.
Yeah, I've got my
Look,
Lego.
your Ant-Man.
I think it's also telling that in the study right now, there's about 2 square meters of floor space which isn't covered in stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't in good conscience bring a Transformer
John, you've
into
got
this
you've
house.
got to treat yourself now and again, otherwise you'll go mad.
You could tip us over the edge. Maybe
Yeah.
some Lego. I'll get some Lego every now and then.
Lego's too safe. John.
Lego's expensive as well for what it is.
You've already got lots of Lego.
But it's really good.
Push the boat. It
It's
is really
really
good.
Get the
Oh,
Transformer, John.
Just go get
Do
the
it.
bloody
Get the
Get the
Transformer.
Transformer, John.
Let's go online now.
I'm
Which
not
one
sure
was it?
What's your card number?
Which Transformer was it?
Well, there was a couple. There was... what was it called? The Titan series. Titan Returns series.
okay, yeah.
And they were like... They used to be called headmasters back in the day. Little ones. Which
You told me
transformed
about
into a
that.
head. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
they click onto a bigger robot.
Ah.
Pretty cool.
But also, I used to have back in the day, I used to have a little one called Sea Spray. And he was maybe like 3-4 inches tall. And he turned into a hovercraft. And now they're doing these deluxe versions of old ones. So he's now maybe like 8 inches tall. And he's like a hyper detailed version of the
Nice.
original. And I
You
was
should
like,
do it, John.
You should do it.
Honestly, buying stuff I don't need is the best thing I've ever done.
It's the best thing to spend your.
I feel
extra
so
money
good
on.
when my lump of molded plastic turns up. I feel so good about life.
you're not wrong. Actually, I think you need a bit of. It's for salt on the steak of life.
Yeah,
you need
that's
a bit
exactly
of,
right.
Yeah.
It's the seasoning.
I tell you what, when I get the new house, when we move in, I'll have a room and I'll fill it with crap and I'll get Transformers.
You should.
Again.
Sweet.
You should.
Glad we had that chat.
But PayPal.
Anyway, something about PayPal.
PayPal.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Buy the Transformer.
Fight
There
the
you go.
power. We should send money in envelopes. That would be much better.
Right, should we look at some hate mail?
Yeah, let's go to the audience.
Okay. So we've got a hate here from Liz Thatcher.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds like a pretty name.
Thanks for writing in, Liz.
Yeah. She says the guy who sold me my car stapled all my documents.
Salesman. He was such a salesman, that guy.
Stapled all my documents vertically in the middle of the page. So does she mean like a vertical staple in the top middle
So top middle, but it was like 3 or 4 inches down the page.
and straight
Yeah,
down?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. I never knew.
How are you
somebody
supposed to
so
flip the pages?
idiotic. I cannot understand why anybody would do this. Surely it is destined to fail with the first turn of a page. I've never heard of anyone staple like a mental like that. Like that.
That is every OCD person's nightmare.
Oh, my skin is actually crawling.
Yeah.
But the instant, she says, the instant you open that,
You're just going to tear it. It's just going to tear.
Do you suppose
Those
it
are
was
important
a
documents.
passive-aggressive kind of
you
gesture?
didn't buy the extra
Well,
guarantee and warranty.
I know for a fact that this young lady didn't buy the extras she was offered
Mm.
by
You do
the
go above and
salesman.
beyond to support our fans. It's amazing that you were there at the purchase of...
Yes, isn't
Yeah.
that amazing?
Well done.
Oh, yeah.
Well
Isn't that
done.
amazing? At the purchase of a car that I'm going to be driven around in.
So Naomi.
No,
has
but
a
yes,
hate.
no, yes. Go on.
Oh, this man should be locked up.
No,
mean,
that
is
I
it-
agree with the
is it
staple
safe that
principle.
He's walking around like...
His hate's better than all of ours today.
Yeah, Jesus. Liz, I'm so sorry. What a monster.
Yeah, worse than Hitler
Oh.
Naomi says people who swim in the middle lane,
of the motorway.
or the horror, the fast lane, when they definitely should be in the slow lane. I mean, seriously, I go to the pool and expect to be able to swim my lengths at a decent pace without having to constantly change stroke because people are in the wrong lane.
Could you possibly say it again without sounding quite so sarcastic? Because you said, seriously.
Well, I mean, she wrote, I mean, seriously.
I mean,
Yeah,
seriously.
I mean, seriously.
I just want to say, Natalie.
Naomi.
Naomi. Thanks, Naomi.
What were you going to say? I think you've ruined it.
I'm actually just going to leave. I think that's fair.
Well, I'm a borderline Olympic swimmer, so I can appreciate the
You're
the problem with
borderline
this.
Olympic swimmer.
Borderline Olympic swimmer.
Okay, I mean, I can't question that. So.
No, I mean maybe the ball is quite wide.
Have you seen me? I couldn't be.
Oh no, I have just seen you now.
No,
yeah, there you are.
I
Yeah.
couldn't be an Olympic swimmer.
You've not seen him swim, have you?
I haven't seen him swim.
No, I can.
That
swim.
could be all muscle.
I can. I can swim, but not well.
Naomi, I'm sorry if I didn't give your question the absolute respect that I should have done.
Because it's a big issue. No?
It is a big issue.
I can actually.
It's a principle that people who are not where they should be and are getting in the way. That is you're applying it to a larger issue.
Well, I think in one of our first episodes we talked about people hogging the middle lane on motorways.
Yeah.
This is much the same.
It's like It's basically jerks, isn't it? It's like we came down on this idea that there are people who are oblivious and are selfish to other people's
They're not
requirements.
socially aware.
And this falls into that.
So I agree in that respect.
Well, it is, in New Zealand.
Oh, for God's sake.
Lucy and I went to a public swimming pool and we swam several lengths.
Lengths?
In a pool.
Oh, right, okay, cool.
Yeah. And,
what was in the pool?
Well, several lanes. It'd been divided.
Yes.
Was there water?
Was there liquid in there?
There was water, yeah. A kind of clear fluid substance.
Oh, very
And
good.
We did a few lengths.
2 parts
and
hydrogen.
tried to pretend we were in better condition than we were. And we thought, this is very pleasant. Isn't it nice that we have a lane all to ourselves? And then as we left, a younger boy dropped in and kind of cast us a kind of angry look. And I think we were the slow people.
Oh,
Holding
no.
up that middle
Naomi!
lane. And he was waiting.
It was
So
John
Naomi, I'm so
Lamar.
sorry.
Part-time swimmers.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Naomi.
Jamie says, anyone that says Pacific when they mean specific, burn it with fire, kill it with bombs.
I recently saw the Pacific Ocean in New Zealand.
Oh, it's boring.
To be
Boring, isn't it?
Pacific.
Oh my, shots fired.
Come at me, James.
Well, people saying things incorrectly generally should not be allowed.
I agree with this one massively, though, because Pacific is specifically
Specific,
very annoying.
I am a bit of a grammar freak. I do feel that, like, if someone actually said, I can't bring
Specifically.
That's not grammar. That's just sick.
Yeah, they're ill.
Animal.
Yeah.
Ned says, I hate that influencers, he puts that in inverted commas,
Commas.
convince their thousands of followers that they're the influencers' best friends, and then said community becomes a toxic sludge of hate defending every action of their favourite YouTuber, etc. It's like a competition in who can be the bigger sycophant.
Well, we sort of pass judgment on what everyone says on this podcast.
Yes, but we're influencing no one.
Oh,
that's our.
We're the opposite of an influencer.
Yeah, no, I think we. I mean, we. I feel like if we opened the door that was YouTube
The
fully,
YouTube door again.
the screaming would never stop. Like,
We have talked about YouTube and the people on it before.
now,
But I get the feeling Ned is skirting around the Paul brothers here massively.
what's interesting,
Yeah.
Nicholas, is that you were very much the canary down the mine for
I still am.
the Logan Paul
And the Jake Paul.
and the Jake Paul of this world, because
I have to know what's
Who's
going on.
Jake Paul?
Logan's little brother.
what's the name of their?
I only know who Logan Paul is because of all this
The suicide
controversy
bombing.
recently.
Yeah.
If we could just take a moment to talk about Logan Paul.
Okay.
He seems awful.
What's the name of his posse, Nick? Doesn't he have like a posse?
He does, John. They're called the Low Gang.
That's not what I was expecting you to say. That's
'Cause
awful.
He's Logan,
That may be one of the worst things I've ever heard.
and his followers and his fans are called the Low Gang.
Here's the issue I have with Logan Paul. Paul Logan?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Here's the issue I have with the recent events about all this. Go on.
Paul Logan sounds like a snooker commentator.
Could be.
Paul Logan.
Whatever his name is. I've not watched any of his videos, nor will I. However, from what I hear, he did this video where he was in the woods and he found a dead body,
Japanese suicide.
which is obviously uncool to put that on YouTube. Blah blah blah. And then he comes back with a "I'm back from the dead" video.
Yeah.
That was his comeback video. Was "I'm back from the dead" like Jesus.
He subsequently changed the name of his video, but yes.
But that surely is him just sticking the V's up to people who have criticised him for that video about someone who had died.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
what it is, and it's just, and then he's apologised. Well, that's hollow, isn't it?
It's completely hollow.
It makes that apology transparently hollow.
He did a short sort of documentary film after he was obviously taken off and publicly shamed for the massive stupid thing that he did. He came back with a short 7-minute documentary about suicide awareness, and talked to all sorts of people and donated $1 million to suicide prevention, which, as good as that is, you know why he's doing it. He's trying to sweep everything under the rug and be done with it. Now, maybe you could argue, well, is there anything he could do to make it go away? Maybe there isn't. But his next video, he came back and he just carried on as normal. So he's been 2 weeks without vlogging, then he comes back, does a daily vlog, kicks it all off again, finds a dead rat in his house, and fires a taser at it.
Oh, yeah, I did hear that as well.
Which he thought was hilarious, and everyone just went, oh, disrespecting dead things again, are you?
He just seems awful.
You know, like, if you have kids, or maybe, like, family members who are children, and you feel a bit protective towards them, and you're like, I just wouldn't let him near children.
No.
Like,
no.
And
yet his fans are all children. He has 12 million subscribers.
That is mental.
He's undeniably influencing
I'm actually
massively.
struggling so much to kind of quantify this in my head. Like, it's just wow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't think we need to say any more,
let's
really.
not dwell on this, because otherwise it'll angry up the blood, and we've only got limited time.
That's all right. No. We'll just let this go. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the worst. He's wretched.
I don't like him.
Good work, humanity. We're doing well.
Yeah. So I think that's some hate
it for the
from
moment?
the Poublé.
Wonderful.
Can we just?
Thanks,
I believe
Poublé.
there was one. Maybe if we keep talking, you could try and find it. I believe there was one sent to the page by Simon.
Oh, Simon.
Yes.
Currently have no fixed abode.
Yeah. See if you can track that down, because I believe that
Will it be in our inbox?
It may well be. Yeah. Sorry, listeners. We're just
No,
gonna
there's
move
no
I think he
messages
put it
there.
on the page as a post.
His name's Simon, is it?
Simon.
Yes,
there
Simon,
he
there we
is.
go.
There he
There we
is.
go.
I can
There
see
we
it on
go.
the screen.
Hold on, load it up. Boop. He says, hate that I am forced to pick DC or Marvel. Can't I like both? Wants DC make a decent film? Hate DC for not making a decent movie.
No, you got to pick one.
Can we, just on this note, and I'm really, really sorry, DC, but today we watched a clip
Yeah, which
after the credits.
yeah, it's the post-credit scene of Justice League.
Oh, I watched this, depending on which one you're talking about.
Where Superman and the Flash
The
race.
race, I watched it earlier.
Wow. Henry Cavill's
His mouth
lip
flapping
is-
around, yeah.
It's like an open wound.
I mean, who signed that off?
I know.
I get that these things cost money and they're not easy to do, but fucking hell.
Yeah, but it's also making a rod for your own back and maybe not trying to digitally remove a flipping mustache.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well, apparently, was it Paramount wouldn't let them? They offered them money and they said, we'll pay for you to add the mustache into, what, Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
And they went, nah. they just
were
trolled
trolling,
them
weren't they?
completely.
Yeah.
They just completely trolled
Which,
them.
on a terrible level, I kind of respect, because
Yeah.
that is very funny.
is hilarious.
But it's like they do. It's like a freeze frame at the end where they both like rush towards the camera, and you just see this horrible, pinched, constipated expression on.
Yeah, it looks awful.
Oh,
it really
Henry, I'm
does.
so sorry. You deserve better for your face.
Well, I do get Simon's pain on having to pick DC or Marvel. Like, in an ideal world, and certainly before a lot of the movies started coming out, I considered myself a fan of both.
I think everyone likes a bit of a. I think everyone likes a rivalry that doesn't have any consequences.
That's a very good way.
Because
Of
no
putting it.
one
Yeah.
likes it, say, when war happens or, people actually fight and hurt each other. But
Oh,
it's sometimes nice to have a daft little... It's like football. It's like, hey, your team, my team.
It's like a rivalry.
But at the same time, I get your point. Like, you want, like, love.
I think it's got. I think when it was back like that, I think it was fine when it was all like in good jest or whatever. But I feel like it's got a little bit acidic now.
No.
There's a lot of hate being spat around.
And I think at the same time, it would be a hell of a lot easier if DC were making movies of a slightly higher caliber.
It'd be easier to like DC, certainly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of...
Unfortunately, I think what that's breeding though is the hardcore DC fans are like, oh, you've just got it in for DC, and now no one's giving it a chance. It's like I kind of want my negative reviews of DC to be considered as genuine, not just because I'm a Marvel fanboy, because I'm not a Marvel fanboy. I just have not yet either seen a DC movie that was really any good, or wanted to see one based on its trailer. They just haven't done a good enough job yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And when they do, I'll be the first to admit it. I saw Wonder Woman, and that was probably the best thing of theirs that I have actually seen. And I will admit that it was quite good.
Yeah.
Overall, it was a good movie, not a shit movie. I'll admit that.
No, I
And
enjoyed it.
I want to love, I love the characters so much and the universe and everything.
No, I enjoyed Wonder Woman. It didn't set my world on fire, but at the same time,
There's no Thor Ragnarok.
at the same time, Doctor Strange
yeah, exactly.
didn't set my
It was an
world on
average
fire.
film. It felt like a stepping stone, that film.
Guardians
Anyway.
of the Galaxy 2 didn't really do as much for me as the first one did. I was like, oh, that's all right. It's not amazing, but so I hope I'm not a.
That's sort of the problem, that if you give a movie a lukewarm review now, one of these sort of films especially, everyone's like, oh, you just saying that because you don't like this franchise.
You just want to be a
which in the vast majority of cases is not the case.
No.
Anyway, who cares?
You just can't win. Don't even try. You
Give
can't
us a
win.
love, John.
I love getting your shit together.
Oh, literally?
Here we go. Yeah.
As in collecting your feces?
Yeah, just
trowel?
making a kind of small, like a little clown college-y sculpture out of
Like
it.
a mound.
Yeah, just on the floor.
Just on the middle of the floor.
There it is, drop trowel. No, I just love, because I've never been a big fan of New Year's resolutions because, it puts a lot of pressure on yourself. And I always like the idea, even if I've never really practiced it, that really any day could be New Year's. Like we do this thing kind of,
yes.
but we do this thing kind of mentally where you're
true.
like, I want to change something in my life. Like I want to, and that's why we have New Year's resolutions. So you go like, oh, I want to go to the gym more. I want to do, but say it's like the 17th of the month, and you're like, I'll wait until the start of the month. It's like you could just do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to say that like I've kind of turned over a new leaf or done anything kind of drastic. It's simply that we had Christmas, we were getting married at the end of
What? Oh, yeah, you got
we got married. Yeah,
Went to New Zealand.
we were getting married at the end of January, so it's like we had no time. That was just wedding planning, and then coming back from the honeymoon and being like, oh, I'm all like refreshed. I'm all kind of like I feel just kind of calm, and we don't have the stress of planning a wedding hanging over us. I'm like, I'm just going to start getting organised. I'm just going to start all these little kind of things. It's like for now on, if I'm just like getting my house in order. Just
good.
kind of.
Got to say,
organising.
like, coming back from, like, wedding and honeymoon, it's a hell of a, like, it's a crazy sort of phase in your life. Because it's a real, like, everything you've been thinking about for the preceding 3 or 4 months before the wedding and then obviously the honeymoon has just been that, just wedding alone, like, just nothing else. And then you come out of it and you feel like almost like rebirthed out of the cocoon kind of thing. It's like an opportunity to do some, to have your clear head, and you don't have to think about anything else. There's not this stress of, because I love the wedding obviously, but there was a lot of stress involved in like organising it and planning it and everything. And that's not there anymore, and it's very freeing, it's liberating.
I'm very worried that it's like a false, it's like
No, it's really not. I can assure you.
I'm worried that it's like I have an unnatural high because I've just had a really good holiday, and
I'm still on it.
in a week or so I'll kind of slump and go back to being the same miserable bastard I always was.
Possibly.
Well, yeah, you will.
possibly.
But I mean, an example is like I was like, okay, we need some new podcast equipment. It's the kind of thing where I'm very good at putting off stuff I need to do, and I'm like, oh, we need some new podcast equipment. Oh, actually, it's a problem for the future. But it's like this week, it's like I just ordered it.
Didn't buy the Transformer, did you, John?
No,
didn't
I was
buy the
just thinking that
Transformer.
also.
No, sorry.
We need to sort this out, John.
No.
What are you doing tomorrow?
I know you can't play the.
Let's go to
podcast
Toys R
machine.
Us. I can buy something
Hey,
as well.
but no,
Let's all go to Toys R
I'm going to
Us.
sort out my phone tomorrow because my phone's broken. You
Jesus.
see? Look at no, this is good.
That's really-
This is
that's really
positive.
It's not as good as a Transformer.
I mean, it's not about.
Let's go to
Optimus
Smith's.
Prime. I'm telling you. But, like,
Smiths is near us. Let's
Is
go
that
there.
the Smiths with a Y?
Smythes.
Smythes.
Where is
Yeah.
that one?
That is by.
Down Tewkesbury Road.
We don't
Down
even talk
Tewkesbury
about this.
Road,
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later.
We'll buy toys.
Let's
later.
go there tomorrow.
No, let's do it. Let's have a toy run.
Yeah,
But
Toy Run. Definitely Toy Run. I'm so into that.
But no, it's like I'm just kind of.
I'm
sorting
not even
stuff out.
joking.
It's like one thing I've been wanting to do for a while is I wanted to have a go at writing a novel. Something I've never done before.
Really?
And I think I can't remember where I got it. I think I'd be reading like a
What's it about?
Neil
Bees.
Gaiman. I'll tell you in a second. But I think I read like a Neil Gaiman thing, and he said like
Wizards
if you
and
could
robots.
write 300 words a day, which is like nothing,
Yeah.
in a year
You'd have a novel.
you got a novel. That's like 100,000 words.
Bang. Done.
So
Crap on the beach.
I've started.
Have you?
Already?
Very
Yes,
good.
I have.
Good for you, John.
I've been doing it a week, and I've written 300 words.
And
a
I've
day.
written
Really?
5
So you've
novels.
written 7 lots of 300 words.
I have indeed.
That's a number.
Good
that I
work,
can't
John.
work
Yeah,
out.
and I'm
Do
like,
they go together?
2,100 words.
They're the right words, just not necessarily
In the right order.
In the right
You got to
order,
read
thank you
them.
very
You got to
much.
read them in the right order.
Yeah. So I'm giving it a shot. I'm trying something new, and
Very good.
I'm
Legend.
trying to be positive. That's me getting your shit in order.
Well
Sweet.
done. Good for you, John. Let's get that Transformer.
Yeah, let's go get that.
We can do that tomorrow.
I might have to buy a Transformer.
The reason we can't do it tomorrow is because of my love, because I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow.
Oh.
Of course, it's happening tomorrow, isn't it?
It's tomorrow, and I'm very, very excited about it.
Let's do it Sunday then.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, we could do it on Sunday. That's
Very
my
good.
love.
What are you getting?
I'm getting rings around my right forearm.
I believe we've discussed this, but for the purposes of the listeners,
Purposes
you see,
of
I
the podcast.
acted like I didn't know already.
Interrogatory. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it. Yeah. So I'm getting thin, sort of like, I don't know. You can imagine sort of 2-point line thickness rings.
It's like a pen. It's like a pen line.
Kind of, yeah. One round sort of like the middle of my forearm, and then 2 clustered up close to my elbow. That's the idea. So 3 lines in total. But what was really interesting is when I went on a consultation with
lovely,
my
yes.
tattooist to be, and he explained to me that rings are very popular, but they are famously the most famous tattoo for people coming back and complaining that they're wrong. Reason being is that your arm is not a perfect cylinder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to ask.
So if, for example, you look at your arm and you look at like you have your hand palm down flat on your like thigh,
I'm doing it now.
and then you rotate your arm, your hand, so that your palm is facing up, the same bit of your elbow is still
Yeah.
visible.
Oh, yeah.
So your arm is literally twisting as you rotate your hand
Oh, God.
without anything changing. Oh God.
What's real?
My skeleton, I'm aware of it now. So the issue with this is that if you do a perfect ring around your arm, as your arm and hand movements change throughout your day, that line will get higgledy-piggledy. And he said that a lot of tattooists outright refuse to do rings completely, because what will happen is they'll go, oh yeah, I wanted a straight line and you've given me a higgledy-piggledy one, now talk like this. And the truth is that that's not the case, it's just your arm being mental. So the way they get around this is by putting a kink in it somewhere, a deliberate design kink. Right, so rather than, because the best way to make it look straight is to have it come around your arm, but the 2 lines won't meet up. That way it will look straight, but there'll be this sort of misalignment where the 2 ends come to meet, you see.
Right.
And so the way you get around that is you put a design there, whether you just have the line break, or whether you put like a shape, like a triangle or a square there, and it will disguise the break in the line.
Huh.
So I'm going to do that with Cat and Meringue, my 2 characters.
That's cool.
That I drew
Very
a
cool.
comic of.
Very
I had
cool.
suspected
Very
because
cool.
I saw you printing something out earlier.
Oh, that's what that is.
and I was like,
Because I need to take that down to the tattooist tomorrow. You see.
Gotcha.
So at first I was completely wedded to this idea of like whole rings, but then he explained this to me and I was like, fair, that makes complete sense. So then it's kind of transformed. So Cat and Meringue will be on the inside of my arm. So if you look at me from sort of like the side, you would just see rings. But if you looked on the inside of my arm, you'd see Cat and Meringue.
that
So
is very cool.
yeah,
very cool.
Very cool.
Very cool. Very
I'm
cool.
very excited about it. I'm genuinely not like nervous. I'm just pure 100% stoked that this is happening.
When are you going in? Because I know you're also heading to London.
Yes, I'm
on
going in at
Saturday.
midday tomorrow.
Midday tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
Then
the-
when are you going to London?
After that,
Oh, I see. Right. Yes.
we'll come home probably and then we'll drive on.
The that is kind of cool. Actually,
Yeah.
that's very exciting.
Yeah. So the tattoo's grown a little bit now, because originally it was just going to be rings, and now it's actually got a bit of extraness to it. I kind of feel like I'm getting 2 in a cool sort of way.
Well, I'm actually kind of inspired by you in many ways, and a few other things in my life. I'm actually going to get a tattoo
Oh.
as well. Yeah.
I think we discussed this, but tell me more.
Have we really?
I think so, very briefly.
Oh, okay. Yes, but no.
Let's talk about it on air.
Yeah.
I'm basically going to be getting one on my inner left forearm, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Are you not going to tell everyone what it is?
Well, I just don't think it would mean anything,
Oh, fine, that's
to,
fine.
to people right now.
I should also mention this is my second.
Nick has a tattoo. I thought it was a birthmark.
Oh, a big black
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, describe your first tattoo.
My first
because-
tattoo is the sword from Seven String, my graphic novel series.
Very good.
graphic novel series.
I have a graphic novel series,
graphic
John.
novel series. Where is it available?
Oh, you can go to bigpunchstudios.com/store and you can buy 2 graphic novels of the Seven String saga.
My two.
That-
Wow.
that is
Yeah,
a
volume 1 and volume 2.
double the amount I was
More to
expecting.
come.
Very exciting.
Speaking of which,
Oh.
I've just this moment thought of my life because I was struggling. You know
do
when
your
you're
research.
going to buy something and you intend to buy it and you have it on your shopping list
Like a transformer.
like a transformer for like months and weeks and months, and then you come across it in a shop at a vastly reduced price.
Yes, that's a
and
great
you think,
feeling.
oh my god,
I'm
there
buying
it
it
is.
now.
I'm getting it now, right now.
I have to.
This happened to me quite recently. Lego Chewbacca, the buildable figure.
Wow.
It was 25 quid everywhere I looked. Everywhere. I went to the
Right.
local
Cannot
Tesco.
overstate.
Tenner. Tenner.
Tenner for a
Done.
big
Bought
Chewbacca.
it. Got it. It's on my shelf now.
I just feel
You could learn a lot from that, John.
Pow!
He
Spontaneous.
bought
Bought it.
that toy.
So he bought 2.
Yeah, I bought 2.5.
I just feel sorry for the poor, bespoke Lego Chewbacca artisan who spent hours slaving at that over a plastic workbench.
Yeah.
And you're just undercutting him.
I feel sorry for the poor bastards who paid 25 quid, but
Idiots.
I
I thought you were going to say
tenner.
I feel sorry for the poor child who was deprived of that.
Oh no, they had a lot of them. Maybe not now, but they had
It's
a lot of
clearly
them.
very unpopular.
It's like, how big would you describe this buildable Chewbacca?
It's pretty big, actually. It's for the benefit of the listeners. It's probably about 30 centimeters or so.
Okay,
Nice.
I take. I'm a Lego purist. I'm like,
Here we go.
Lego
Here we go.
snob.
John's about to stamp all over my dreams.
Well, I wouldn't say snob, but I feel that's fitting. If it isn't to scale with a Lego figurine,
Okay.
I'm not.
Well,
interested.
the good news is I also have a 2-scale Chewbacca. Here are my keys.
Oh, do hold it up to the mic.
I'll hold it up to the mic so
Jingle,
people
jingle.
can tell I'm not joking. Look, it's tapping against the mic now.
Oh, that's wonderful. I look forward to editing that later. Yeah. But no, I'm generally of the opinion that, like, if you give me a Lego figurine and something cool it can climb into, maybe a building or a vehicle, very happy.
On board.
I do not want to build a giant Chewbacca.
I was.
That's fine.
Recently
That's fine.
in,
I respect your opinion, John.
No, you're not allowed to like.
We'll
things
talk
that
about
I
this
don't like.
later.
I was recently in the Lego store in London,
Oh,
like a week or so back.
Leicester
And-
Square.
Yes, that's right. Really good shop. And all the Lego Ninjago stuff. Let's go with Ninjago.
Ninjago.
It's really cool though. Like, I have no idea what it's all about. But there was this massive set, and I think it was 250 quid.
Oh my.
And it formed a building that was maybe about 2 feet square. Like, that was its base size. And then it formed like this essentially kind of like apartment block that was built over like bridges over little Japanese ponds, and then there was all these like neon signs and multi-floored, and then all these doors and little balconies and characters could come. It was amazing. Like, I nearly bought it, and it was 250 quid.
Can I just say,
Don't spend that much.
On previous episodes where we've talked about alienating our fans with all the champagne we drink.
Yeah. I still don't understand what your point is though.
No, I'm just saying carry on. It's awesome.
So anyway, I bought
it's
2
fair,
of them.
I think it's fair to point out that I could not have afforded that if I had bought it. I
You spent all your money on champagne, to be fair.
Yes. Okay, let's check if there's any love mail.
Yeah, let's give some. Yeah, love mail. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Love letters.
Love letters.
Love
We
letters.
must-
Love letters.
Hate mail and love letters.
There you go.
That's pretty
Yeah, I'm
good.
glad I came up with that.
Yeah. No.
Liz Thatcher.
Oh, what a
yeah.
pretty name.
Who's that?
What a
pretty name.
What a pretty name.
She says things that are out of date, like the floppy disk symbol on the save button,
Or yogurt.
and that the mobile phone symbol still looks like a Nokia 3310. Not just symbols, but song lyrics too, like the Arctic Monkeys lyric that says, "When she's pressed the star after she's pressed unlock," which of course is a reference to said vintage Nokia. Just all makes me smile.
I press a scar.
Because on like Word, you press a button to save it and it's a floppy disk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Floppy disks don't exist anymore.
True.
And I heard anecdotal story. We may be talking about the same thing.
I was going to tell the same story.
Maybe,
but no, you go for it. No, you go for it. You go.
No, after you.
Let's see if it's the same story.
Okay.
Where someone
someone
had a
had
floppy
floppy
disk
disk
in real life,
In real life.
and a young tween commented on it saying, "Oh look, someone's 3D printed the save button."
Oh, really?
Yeah, not knowing it was actually a
Oh,
thing,
that's amazing.
That is adorable.
isn't it?
Do you remember, I think it was before our time, but the super big floppy disks, like the ones which
Yeah.
are
No,
actually...
that was not. I can tell you now, it was not before my time because they were actually genuinely floppy.
Yeah, like
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
and you
yeah.
could see the magnetic disc inside.
Yeah.
And I used to play with a BBC microcomputer that my dad lent to me when I was a kid, and I used to write programs to those exact discs. And you pushed them into a drive, and I had to turn a flap around to hold it in the drive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because it would just fall out.
Well, it was like spring loaded, so the instant you turned that flap away, it would go spring
Yeah.
out like a
It's go
toaster.
flying out.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do remember that now you've said it.
I
They were
feel-
weird. They were kind of like more like manila folders than they were like discs.
I find it...
But they were actually just within my time.
Yeah.
Just.
Now, you see, I know, the save symbol. That's a classic.
Hmm.
But Liz makes a very good point. It never even occurred to me that the general symbol for a mobile phone
Is like
looks
basically a
nothing,
3310.
looks
Like,
nothing
yeah,
like
yeah.
a mobile phone nowadays.
She mentioned the Star Unlock, and I remember that.
On
You
your
press the big
Nokia,
button,
you hold down star.
and then it would press start. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have they just brought back,
They have.
A version of, yeah.
But
It's not the same.
it's got...
It's not.
It's not the same.
It's got a colour screen.
It's got internet, hasn't it?
I think you can't make a phone.
I want the
without-
old horrible green screen.
Yeah.
Brick Nokia you used to get.
It could save 10 SMS messages.
10?
I remember that. That was the extent of its
Which one do
internal
I have to delete?
memory. I was just
now?
always deleting text messages. Now I never delete a text message ever.
What do you mean it can save only 10 messages?
Only 10 text
Yeah.
messages on board memory. That's all it had.
Did it
Play a bit of Snake.
Did it just have like a pad of paper in there or something? Just transcribe them.
I know, it's mad. And those were limited as well to the whatever the 160 was it character limit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which
and
is
otherwise you had to
where-
spend 20p.
But it's also that's where Twitter
Got its
apparently
limit from.
got its limit. It's
very true.
Because we said 140 characters was the
Yeah, it
'cause
was.
that's
Is that
the
right?
Twitter limit.
Twitter's 280 now.
God, I feel old.
Let's see. Do we have another love?
Give me a love.
Be with your love.
I don't think we do.
We've got a
Oh
see
my
more from Ned
God.
there. There's a see more.
Oh, there is. You're right. Let's
Give
have a
me
look
a
at
love.
that.
There's a
Here we
love.
go. Love.
Take me
Playing of
home.
video games. Oh no. Hold on. Playing video games with a group of friends in the same room, especially when it's fun, competitive indie game that's simple but perfectly designed.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to disagree.
Oh.
Because I remember one of the funniest things I ever did at university was we all went out and bought Mario Kart on the Nintendo Wii, and then we all went to 3 separate houses and played it on the internet. Because it was one of the first games we'd ever played on the internet.
That's very
It was
true,
the
it
best day.
So you all went home separately and played with
Played
each
against
other.
each other, yeah.
But
of course, the
but
benefit
online.
was you all got a bigger screen.
Yes, true.
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
better than split
exactly,
screen.
yeah.
I
So
don't
that
know
was
whether Ned
glorious.
is getting at is he getting at like a multiplayer game, or is he getting at playing a single player game but everyone's joining in on commenting?
Maybe
on
he
the
just
game?
likes it when people are around when
Maybe
they're
he
playing
likes
video
maybe
games.
he likes people.
Yeah, maybe just
Maybe
being
that's what
Maybe he
he's
likes
saying.
friends.
maybe just being sociable. And if I'd ever had any friends, I feel this would be
well,
a lovely.
I'd say we're
experience.
more colleagues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Reluctant colleagues.
Acquaintances. Yeah.
we've got a comment here that wasn't there earlier, but obviously has
Oh, it's
arrived
incoming.
Live.
Yeah, and
This
it's
is happening.
Showing
right
that this
now.
is live.
live.
Anything
It's
can
recorded,
happen.
but it was live at the time.
When we were doing it, it was live.
when we're doing it now, it's live.
It's from Andrew, and he says, "I hate episodes of this podcast."
What?
Dot,
What?
dot brackets. No, keep reading. There's more.
Oh.
He hates episodes of this podcast that don't involve the incoherent ramblings of Liz's dad.
Oh my god, we do need.
We need a
he
feature.
could be a feature. Like
We need a
spot,
little
couldn't he?
feature.
Could he? Yeah.
We just message him and just say something.
Can we get like a theme
Give,
tune?
give us your thoughts.
Get a theme tune.
Yeah,
Format is king, but also you have to be willing to evolve that format. in
you're damn
time.
right, John.
Yes.
And I think actually that what looks like a hate kind of ends up being a love.
Yes.
Because he loves the incoherent ramblings of Liz's
Well, I have to
dad.
say that was a genuine highlight. Like, driving around,
really was, wasn't
we were in our rental car in New Zealand.
What?
Driving
New
around.
Zealand?
Yeah, New Zealand. Yeah,
New
it was really
Zealand?
nice, yeah.
Can't believe you went there.
It was just like I didn't know. I was like, is this real? Is this happening? Am I hearing this right now?
I think we all felt like that.
It was amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
No, I hope he's listening. Big fan.
Yeah,
You
huge
really,
fan.
you genuinely made that episode.
First time caller, long time listener.
Big
Yeah.
fan.
Cool. Well,
There you
know
go.
what?
what?
That was a concise,
Everything's wrapped up in a neat little
tight
package.
episode.
What are we on?
We're slightly over.
Oh.
Slightly over what we were aiming for.
3 hours.
Well, I guess the real pressing question is what won today, love or hate?
Oh, I can't remember any of them at all.
Well, it's Mr. Bean.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Will.i.am.
Musician. Will.i.am writing a kid's book.
yeah.
PayPal.
And
PayPal, which evolved massively into Funko,
Into
Pop
Funko Pops,
discussion.
yeah.
Pops, yeah. And then the loves were getting your shit in order,
Yeah, getting a tattoo.
getting a tattoo. Two are not really.
What are you saying?
I'm getting my shit in order this year. I'm gonna do my taxes. I'm gonna get a tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get wasted.
And finding things you want for discounted prices.
That's
Okay,
right.
So poorly thought out impulse buys, tattoos,
Better buy that Transformer, there, John.
and getting your shit in order.
I think buying a Transformer wins this
I
episode
was gonna
of the
say
podcast.
love, and I think I may have just talked myself out of love. 'Cause- well, no, that's a lie. Because your tattoo is undeniably going to be awesome.
I hate
so-
the fact that you're not going to buy that Transformer. So-
He is going to buy it.
Oh, that's fine then. So
He
it's
is
a love.
going to buy it. He's committing it to tape.
Okay, well let's in the
Celluloid.
spirit of capitalism, let's say that love won out then.
Cool. I appreciate that you love my tattoo. It's
Well,
cool.
it's been delightful. Well, I've got to say it's good to be back.
Oh, yes.
That.
It's
Yeah.
good. It's good to have you back. It says here on the script.
Yeah, that's very kind. I guess we could say going forward, now it's a new year, and in the spirit of getting our shit in order.
Oh.
yeah.
You know, we're going to be.
We've set a scheduled day.
Yeah, we're going to be back
yes.
into that weekly schedule.
I look forward to that falling apart.
Give it a week.
By the
it's
wayside.
Well, the fact is, like, now we have something to keep us honest. You know, we have a schedule to aim
Wives.
for.
Oh, you weren't talking about that.
No. Well, only 2 of us have wives. That's true.
I
guess as an extra love, I guess I love my wife.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I would
isn't
never
it?
say anything like that.
No,
on this
I mean, like,
podcast.
because you again, low hanging fruit, as we said at the time, but you did
Whatever.
send some love to your.
I think my lowest hanging fruit was the Japanese people.
Yeah.
So don't drag Ali into this.
Oh, the bad memories are coming back. I think the hate is bubbling. But no, like we're back on a nice, organised.
That's the plan.
Little schedule. You know?
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
So weekly. Hope you enjoy.
We'll see you next week.
we'll
Huh? Huh?
Is that a?
Oh,
Well-
that was a sign off.
Well, no,
That was an attempt at the
Is that
sign
a
off.
catch?
it was kind of like meant to be like a contract. If I say that, then now we actually have to do it.
Oh.
So I'll see you next week, and then they'll be like, "You said you'd see us next week." And
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, send the hates before then.
What are we just doing the sign off?
looks like we are.
This
Okay.
is a sign off. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise we weren't doing it. Hate the loves.
Good to be back.
It's good to be hated. It's good to hate.
Hate that
It's-
you're back.
I love to hate. No.
Hate to love that you're back.
Oh, God.